Howdy everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to kind of cut you in on a little secret. I'm going to talk about this super secret like nationalized gun registry list that you're probably on.
What did you say?
I'm actually joking, guys. That thing doesn't exist, and I want to kind of dispel some myths, and I want to kind of tell you how this stuff works. You know, law enforcement tracking of firearms, what happens when you fill out a 4473 to buy a gun, all that stuff. Because I know there's people out there thinking, man, I only buy guns from individuals because I want me a ghost gun and I don't want my serial number registered. If you're worried about being on a list, let me ask you this question. Have you ever filled out a job application? Do you have a social security number? You ever paid taxes? I can go on and on and on. If you're worried about being on some gun list or whatnot, worried about the FBI having your information, sorry to break it to you, man. You're already on some list right now anyway, so let it go. So there's no national registry. When you do buy a firearm, when you fill out that 4473, when they call in your stuff to the FBI, if they do have to do that for your NICS background check, all they're checking to see, or all they're reporting, is your information, and then if it's a handgun, long gun, or rifle. That's essentially it. The local store actually does keep on hand a record of where all the guns are going, but there is no national or consolidated database where all that stuff kind of comes together. Each individual gun store, each manufacturer, each distributor keeps all that information on hand on literal ledger books separately for instances like I'm just about to tell you. So I'm going to tell you how law enforcement kind of backtracks if for whatever reason they need to find out any more additional information about the ownership of a firearm. So a lot of times if there needs to be a backtrack or trace of a firearm, most of the time it's due to a gun being called in, being stolen, or one being used in some type of criminal activity. First things first, law enforcement has to have the make, the model, and the serial number. They can't just arbitrarily call up to a gun store, distributor, manufacturer and say, hey, you know, do you got this, you know, whiz bang 5000 that was sold to so-and-so? That is impossible to get that information. So they called up to the manufacturer, hey, we've got this model of firearm with this serial number. What date? Where did it go from there? They can backtrack in their system, figure out, okay, that firearm, that model number, that serial number was shipped to XYZ distributor. So then they get transferred to XYZ distributor. Hey, we're looking for this make, this model, this serial number that was transferred around these dates. Now the distributor has to go through their books. Okay, well that was sent to this gun store around these dates. Now they've got to go to the gun store. Did the gun store receive it? They got to verify that. Then they ask them, hey, we're looking for this make, model, serial number, transferred or sold around this date. Who has it? Or what happened with it? So guys, you can kind of see it's not as simple tracking these firearms as you can. They've got to have some information first before they can do it. So yeah, guys, there's no national firearms database registry. Don't worry about having a serialized firearm. It's very, very difficult. If somebody wants to figure out, kind of trace all that stuff, it's a very, very lengthy and time-consuming process. So don't be one of those people who freaks out and you only buy from individuals because you don't want that stuff traced. Guys, that's an urban legend. It's a myth. It doesn't really happen. It might in the future. Registration leads to confiscation, but we're not there yet. But currently there is no national firearms registration list. So just relax. Go buy your firearms as normal. Don't worry about it. Guys, be safe, be smart, be skilled. Catch you on the next video.